All right, time to check business news with Paul Harrison from Business in Vancouver. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Sophie.
And we talked about this. This story has sort of been in the news for a little while. This lawsuit that was launched against Denny's by some of its workers.
That's right.
And it's been settled.
It has. It's a really fascinating case, actually, involving 77 workers at Denny's restaurants across BC. These workers are mainly from the Philippines and also from Mexico and India. They came here to work in the restaurants, and they recently formed a class action lawsuit.
Right.
And they reached an out-of-court settlement with the owners of these Denny's restaurants to the tune of $1.3 million to help compensate them for the loss of hours, the airfare that they paid to arrive in Canada from the Philippines and so forth, and also for some overtime that they were owed as well. So it's a fascinating case. We understand it's the first settlement of its kind to be brought by temporary foreign workers against a Canadian employer. So in that respect, it's very significant.
So what does this mean for other companies who may use temporary foreign workers?
I think it puts employers on notice that they need to be very careful about the terms and conditions that they provide. It certainly reminds them of the obligations that they owe any temporary foreign workers who they employ at their businesses. And of course, for these workers, for any workers in BC or in Canada who are actually reading this today or hearing about it today, it tells them that they could be they can actually work to enforce the contract that they have, and they may get a good outcome.
Don't take advantage of the situation. Well, so I'm trying to understand, did they came here specifically for these jobs?
Yes.
So Denny's was supposed to pay for their airfare, etc.
Yeah, I mean, we're waiting for the actual for the judge to give their ruling, her written ruling on the reasons for the choice. But what we're hearing is that, of course, the airfare is supposed to be paid by the employer when you come across. So things like that sort of thing, they are definitely owed the compensation for, and so. And airfares from the Philippines and so forth aren't cheap. No. I mean, if you're coming here to work at a restaurant, these sort of jobs don't tend to be the highest paying.
I was just thinking.
You're making a big investment to come across.
Yeah.
And, so that's the kind of basis of the ruling that was made.
Yeah, and if they want these people to come and work, then they've got to pay them properly. All right, thanks very much, Paul. You can get more on this story and other business news. Business in Vancouver's website is BIV.com.